raising the Tobagos. We growing like fresh tomatoes. Them boys on fire, too fuego. We pass it round hot potato. Everything is nuevo. I'm with my sweetie like Quavo. Need my cheese, need that queso. Need my bread, need that bankroll. Wake up, yes Lord, I'm thankful. Another day on my schedule. Steady blocking the devil. I tell a hater, God bless you. Cherish moments that special. You gotta keep.
Yo. Welcome to the All on Display podcast.
Yeah.
We are back. Episode... No.
Five.
I almost said 6. It's 5.
It's 5, yeah. It's 5.
5. Got my boy 7 G's in the building.
No.
I forgot.
Just 7.
Just 7. No, 7. And we got my man Killer Cation in the building.
Hey.
Hold up. I ain't finished.
Cation.
The reason why I said Killer Cation is because my man, shout out to me and Killer, has a podcast out there called Killer Cation. You know what I'm saying? It's not education, it's Killer Cation. There you go. Exactly. But hold on. Before we get started, I'm going to ask you guys a really goofy, corny question. And I want you guys to answer honestly. Just to open up, it's a little icebreaker, Tell me what you guys think, where your minds is at. So the question is, if Jesus had a math test tomorrow, right? Would he pass it and why? Think about it.
Would he pass it?
Would he pass it? So I need a yes or no.
A math test.
A math test, regular test. You got a math test tomorrow. Would he pass it and why?
Yeah, I would say so.
Now, why would he pass it?
Well, I was gonna put it in more of like as a work aspect because of the field he worked. Like carpentry.
He's a carpenter, yeah.
So it's like there's forms of math in there.
A little bit, yeah. Okay, I like that. It's different. I never heard that before.
Jesus don't need math.
That's true. He don't.
To count his disciples, he already knew the one who was gonna betray him.
Right.
He didn't have to sit here and count how many people needed to be fed the fish. He just
boom.
Made the fish a pit.
Right.
Made the bread a pit. That's math.
That's true.
That's math.
So my question is, did he have to study the night before? Or does he already know what the answers are?
He had to study the night before.
Jesus had to study for a quiz?
He's a man.
All knowing?
He's a man.
All knowing?
He was experienced that being a man on earth.
I don't know. I mean, I never know.
Come on, Jesus knew everything, man.
That's what I'm saying.
He knew Judas was going to betray before.
That's what I'm saying. He already knew.
What happened?
Okay.
He knew. He knows everything.
I was more putting it as in like he experienced in man, so he has to use thinking and.
You're right.
But I hear you though.
Jesus don't think.
But no, but wait, time out.
Jesus got ultra instinct, man. He just
time out.
Yeah, he just do.
But sometimes you can just point out fish. No, you can point out rats.
Okay.
Sometimes you can just point out.
Oh, you're talking about Judas.
You don't even have to be all knowing.
Okay.
You can just point them out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. No, that's just one of those funny questions I had in youth group when I was growing up and stuff. Some of it funny, funny.
That definitely,
something you can think a little bit.
Brings the conversation.
Now, but again, welcome guys to episode 5. Today's topic is called role models. Okay, role models with a Z. And
facts. I like that.
Our first question is gonna be, and it doesn't matter who goes first. Who do you guys consider? It could be in pop culture, it could be family, it could be whatever. Who do you guys consider to be role models? What is he?
Well, I would say first, the easiest one would be my father.
Yeah.
And, he's honestly he's a self-employed man, so that's kind of where I kind of think I've developed the drive to kind of just do things for myself and kind of just not be the biggest fan of authority over time, just kind of being learning to be my own boss and being an owner, kind of just being able to do things for myself. So he's definitely somebody I would look at as a role model, I guess. Another person would be Dame Dash. Dame Dash, we actually share the same birthday. So, but mainly because he is just literally somebody who exemplifies the word fearless. This man does what he wants, and if it feels right, he's gonna do it. If he enjoys it, he's going to do it. He has no fear in attacking any project that he feels is gonna, create wealth for himself.
Right.
Definitely Dame Dash.
Okay.
Those are my top two at least.
Top two. What you got?
You said for pop culture?
Yeah, like anybody, like celebrities, athletes, whoever's like, any
like
role models you got?
I never really thought when it comes to like artists.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can put it in the sense of like a YouTuber.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They do that, but like, I don't really know. I mean, there's people you can look up to.
Absolutely,
Jay-Z, J. Cole. You know what I'm saying?
Who's that YouTuber you talking about?
Well, yeah, but according to I'll say look up to him as in like, he's like
Who?
he's a good inspiration. Berlizzi.
Oh, Berlizzi? Okay,
Yeah.
shout out Berlizzi.
Like, he's a good inspiration,
Absolutely.
Good to look up to as an older generation of model of actually, making it, doing what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like just being able to see him do what he wanted to do makes it possible for like anybody or someone like me that like that's looking to him can do anything. So
that's dope. I like that.
He's a good role model in my eyes.
That's dope.
I got pop culture, but that's I wouldn't say pop culture, but in the celebrity in a way status.
You can say you can count Berlizzi as a you can count Berlizzi as a celebrity
figure or so.
Yeah,
that's a better. I like that word better. Yeah, definitely a public figure for sure. Anybody else that you got? Anybody in the family?
Oh yeah, when it comes to family, and friends, like I got my sister. My sister's a big one.
That's dope.
My pops, obviously. Pops, he's a pastor, so kind of instills good morals and values in me.
Yeah.
And my sister, I talked about anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally anything.
Shout out to me.
Even my mom. Me and my mom be having the heart to hearts, like I said. So a good, someone good to look up to. Great, give me great value. Kind of like to talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? So, and then one that was a big one. I would say I have to bring back to my high school days was my cousin Sean. He played a big role coming into my life to actually make me who I am today, low key. I like his menu, you know what I'm saying? I looked about like so many different things, wanted to be like him, emulate him, all these things. So it's like,
Let's go.
you know what I'm saying? So it's like, he was definitely big on my high school career.
Yeah.
High school career, that sounds fun. Like my high school career, so that's a big role model right there.
Shout out Tom. For me, man,
shout out Berlanti.
I would say my father. Obviously, number one, just like Akila said. Actually, both of us said it. But yeah, just, my father just being role model from day one, just like Devin, instilled those morals and values at a very early age. He's someone who, I would be sleeping at night, it'd be 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, he's up praying, over his family, you know what I'm saying? Just little stuff like that. Just always hearing him, because he would always wake me up, because he prays so loud. And but no, just little stuff like that. I just look up to him. Like, he didn't have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. He didn't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning praying for his family, praying for our protection, our prosperity, our peace. You know what I'm saying? Just little stuff like that. And him being the head of the household, he didn't have a father or a role model, you could say, to look up to. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's no manual out there to say, how to be a perfect dad. He was just kind of going, just freestyling pretty much. Yeah. And he did a really good job. And obviously, there's no such thing as a perfect father, but I think my dad's a perfect father for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's my main one. But if I had to go towards the pop culture side, I would say definitely Jay-Z. You guys know how much I love Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. Jay-Z's my dog. Again, just became a billionaire not too long ago, which is dope. Just another Black male public figure who just paved the way and he just teaches how, where he came from, on the corners, selling or whatever. But now he's teaching wealth and how to, use credit to your advantage and how to basically, use money to, make it work for you. You know what I'm saying? And, Jay-Z definitely a big role model for me. I think I'll say 2 more. Both are athletes. I would say Carmelo Anthony is a big role model for me. Even when I played pickup here and there, on the court at the Y. You know, I try to model my game a little bit.
I remember that too.
Yeah, I love Melo, man. Everything he does. I even wore a headband because of Melo. I wish I had braids like Melo.
You wore that headband?
Nah, you know that because Melo was my dog. Yo, I love Melo, man.
Yo, I remember that.
I love Melo since Syracuse, for real. He's the reason why I even like drink wine and like smoke cigars, and that brings us to my other role model, Cam Newton. Cam Newton is my dog. I love him. I love the way he's very he's just out there. You know, he's not afraid to be who he is. He's not afraid the way he dresses, his style. You know what I'm saying? He's more of I feel like he's a trendsetter. You know what I'm saying? He just he's definitely into fashion. So you know. Yeah, I just love his aura, his energy. You know what I'm saying? Like again, it was like a dream come true when I found out that he was gonna be a Patriot. And I was like, yo, I got my favorite player, my favorite team. Can't beat it. Like that was a dream come true. Obviously, he had a terrible season, but still, I'm always rooting for Cam Newton. Like, that's my dog for real. Shout out Cameron Newton.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's my dog, man. And I guess my next question, we can really just like the meat of it. All right, what are some criteria? What is the criteria for someone to be a role model for you personally? Like, what do they have to be? What do they have to have? What characteristics do they have to have? What attributes, what tendencies do they have to have to be, that role model?
That's deep.
What you guys thinking?
I would say
That's real deep.
the main thing definitely show that, leadership. You got to show that you are a leader. You got to be able to lead your people. Just show that, it's not about you, and it's about everyone else. So you got to be able to, carry your people, your team to wherever the success where they need to be. That's why I kind of think like Kobe's like a great leader in a way. Way he obviously gets on it like his teammates about pushing them to be great, and that's what got them to that those championships. And then, obviously you got someone like LeBron, who's like another great leader.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Two different styles.
Yeah, exactly. Like two different styles of leadership, for sure. Like
still great leaders, right?
Exactly. So I believe definitely leadership is a main quality of like a role model. And then again, like I mentioned earlier with like Dame Dash, I think fearlessness. Like you just literally have to be ready to go out there. Like you can't be afraid of anything. You can't be afraid of failing and making mistakes. You just gotta be ready to deal with whatever's coming head on. So
exactly.
I think fearless definitely.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. I feel like strong is definitely a good one too. Like, you gotta be strong. Just like in any. I feel like, and it depends too. When it comes to strength, like they'll say the things that need to be said. In a way, you know what I'm saying? Strong to be able to say the right things. Sometimes you get at the right time.
Even if it's like a taboo topic.
They just and to be themselves too. Right. And I feel like being yourself is a really good attribute when it comes to strength. It's really hard to actually be yourself. Right. Sometimes out here, you see people kind of want to be like them, but they might not be so. But a good role model can actually, show you the right way in a way. And sometimes it might be the right way to them, but. It can depend on a person. It can depend on a person. So many different ways, but definitely strength is definitely a attribute I feel like they need. You know what I'm saying? So
I would say confidence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when I look up to my role models who try to fit that criteria, I would definitely say they have to be confident. You know what I'm saying? My father is someone who is, again, a role model in my life. He's very confident. My dad always tells me, always be confident and have your chest, chin up, chest high, whatever room you walk into. You know what I'm saying? Like, always know that you just gotta walk into the place like you own the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always wanna be able to just ooze confidence. When people walk by you,
they can feel that energy.
They know, like, okay, he means business. Like something's on about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that even my father, I'll read it off my phone. He gave me this quote. It was the most random thing ever. And he was like, the quote says, I got it right here. So he says, every room you go into, make it better. Always know this. bake on this and let it simmer. Let it get inside you. No need to ask what it means. Your heart emoji. And so this little stuff like that, like I know now at this age, at 27, what that means. You know what I'm saying? Like be a light in every room. You know what I'm saying? Like change the energy. Be the light in a dark place, no matter what it is. Don't try to fit in. You have to have the confidence to go into those rooms, to those atmospheres, and really just be who you are. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I look at. In terms of like my role models. You know what I'm saying? So my father did that. Cam Newton does it. Melo does it. Jay-Z. All these guys I look up to. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think just confidence is a really, really big one.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah,
that's
so
really good.
I also wanted to touch on, because Akila touched on that. All right, sorry about that, y'all. Had a little slight malfunction. Had to get the lights in, but we all good. We back.
Gang, all on display.
But nah, like I was saying, man, another characteristic I would say that meets that role model, I would say is and we could really dive into it because Akila brought it up before, is they understand authority. You know what I'm saying? And so my thinking is, to have authority, you have to be under authority. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, the role models that I look up to, they have people that they look up to. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, like my father is someone I look up to, and my father has someone that he looks up to. And he understands, the concept of authority. You know what I'm saying? I think authority is like very, very important. Again, I just think that, if, for example, because I was listening, this is actually all week, I was listening to, this little sermon, Bill Winston, the pastor, talking about authority, and how it is very important that if you really want, just power and, to have the faith of like prayer and, the stuff like that, you really want to be under authority. You know what I'm saying? And who we should be under authority is God alone. You know what I'm saying? And,
right.
I just think, in the way I read this little passage, it's called "The Faith like a Centurion." You know what I'm saying? And what he said was, so I'm gonna try to paint the picture for you guys. So basically, there was a centurion, and he had a servant, right? He had a servant. We don't know his name, but he was sick. The servant was sick, and the centurion said, "Jesus, can you come by and heal my servant?" Jesus obviously said, "Yes, of course." And then but the reason why this works is because the centurion said, "Jesus, I know that you are a man who was under authority." Oh, my bad. Oh my God. All right. So yeah, like I was saying, man, just if you read the scripture, Luke 7, very short, it says, "But say the word, and my servant will be healed." And then verse 8 it says, "For myself, I am a man of authority, and my soldiers will obey me." And so basically, to tie that all in, is basically saying the centurion man knew that, all Jesus had to do was say the word, and his servant was going to be healed. Mm-hmm. Because the centurion man was actually a man who was also under authority. He even said in the scripture that, if I tell my soldiers to go left, they'll go left. If I tell them the soldiers to do this, they'll do that. You know what I'm saying? So he was a man who knew what authority meant. They obeyed. And they obeyed, exactly. So when he see Jesus, he knew that if he said, "Your servant will be healed," that what he said had to be obeyed. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that when I look at role models, they have to be, someone who is under authority. You know what I'm saying? To me, again, my father is my number one. Role model, and he's under authority. By God. Like I said, by God alone, and so that he knows exactly, just how to move and how it came about. And so, that's pretty much that. It's also kind of like tying in too. It's like, when you're really like tied in and tapped in with God, you know the authority that you have. Like, for example, Devin, you work at UPS, right? Yeah. And so if I went up to UPS, right, just me, and I said to all your coworkers, "Yo, pick up these boxes," what are they gonna do? look at you crazy, right? Yeah. But if I said, "Yo, Devin told me to tell you to pick up these boxes," what would they do?
They'll they'll do it. They'll probably do it, but they'll probably still ask questions.
Exactly, but because of your name,
yeah,
there's power behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Exactly.
That's like even getting to like know people. Like sometimes if you're around certain people, sometimes it's all about who you know in this world. In this game of life and sin, no sir. Yeah. But in today's society, in this game, if it's who you know. You know what I'm saying? So that your name really does carry a lot of weight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you on that.
No, this game definitely does carry a lot of weight, and that's why, again, not to get all, preachy or whatever. That's why, like, when you pray, you want to say in Jesus' name, amen.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not in Trayvon's name. I'm not the one with the power. It's him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's just using me as a vessel, and that's what kind of like my father, again, who's a role model to me. He kind of instilled that in me. You know what I'm saying? Like, really just learning the power of authority, and that's what I try to tap into as much as I can.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
I like that.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
So, any other like criteria you guys think that
Because I was gonna say God fearing, but I feel like that is kind of the same concept with authority. So.
No, I agree. I definitely got
kind of feel like the same.
I definitely think because I feel like if you, again, for people who don't really understand the concept of God fearing, it doesn't necessarily mean you're scared of God.
Right.
It just means that you respect and know exactly what God wants and what God is about. And I feel like if you live your life, with the fear of God, you know how to move because again, you're just abiding by His law.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I just think that all role models, all OGs and mentors that we look up to,
and that's almost like codes, like in even morals too. Yeah. It's like it's just a sense of like righteousness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I'm trying to be like a righteous man. So it's like that definitely ties in with being God fearing.
Exactly.
And you're just trying to do right by people.
Exactly.
So I know some people will say, I rather just do right and not even have to worry about things. But I feel like you always have to put that aspect of God in your life. Yeah, that's just my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, the scripture says, the prayers of the righteous are both powerful and effective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're just praying but you're not in right standing with God, it's not going to be powerful and effective.
Yeah.
Because I think people miss out a lot. The prayers of the righteous. And my father always told me that. Like, make sure, I'm not saying you're perfect, you just got to be righteous. You have to be in right standing with God. You know what I'm saying? God's a forgiving God, you know what I'm saying? But I think role models need to understand that. And we do, and then, again, I know for a fact that we're also role models, and we have to understand that, there's younger generations looking up to us. And that,
I got a little counter to that, but when we get
go ahead.
Go
ahead.
All right. Just about like just being the role model. I'll be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be looked at as a role model.
Okay.
Simply the fact is just one. I know you said like Jay-Z is like a role model to you,
right?
But a line that I got from him that I literally walk with every day is, what is it? Don't follow me, youngin', follow my moves. I'm not a role model. A bad influence got the world drinking gold bottles. And so from that point on, when I heard that, I was like, okay, I'm not looking at him to try to be the next him or be like them and whatsoever. I just need to look at what they're doing, follow their actions.
Yeah.
And so if somebody's like referring to me as like a role model, like I'm going to be honest. Like I'm gonna say, no, I'm not a role model. Like even if you have children or if there's children around, they may look at me as a role model, which is fine. I'm not going to tell anybody I'm a role model because what I'm doing is what I'm doing. Like this is what I'm doing. So yes, I understand that. Children they will.
Right.
Obviously, they're gonna do what they see. But again, that's not.
You don't want to carry that title. You don't want to carry that title. Like, yeah, I'm a role model for the kids.
Kind of like how like Charles Barkley said it back in his time. Like we would how he acted on like the court and outside the court and stuff like that. And, people bashed him for not being a good model citizen. And obviously his famous words is, "I'm not a role model."
Yeah. So, It's hard for people when you're like in the public eye and you're looked at a lot and watched a lot. It's kind of like you kind of. It's hard because you kind of want to do certain things, but sometimes because the kids are looking up to you, or anybody that's inspired by you is looking up to you. So it's kind of hard with the public eye.
That's totally fine. But I always feel like we shouldn't just look at them as like someone we want to like be like. We should just kind of just look at like the blueprint they laid out.
Exactly.
And kind of just try to emulate the blueprint that, just following the footsteps that they followed in to get where they are.
Okay, that makes
Because I know like
that makes a lot of sense.
I'm sure like we've all had like those times where we're like, oh, I want to be him, or I want to be like him. I'm sure we've all had that time. And just now as I've grown, I'm just like, no, I don't want to be like anybody.
You want to be like yourself, yeah.
But I like what he did, so I'm just gonna follow, try to figure out what was steps did he take to get where he got, and try to just make myself great in that way.
That's real.
Right. No, I agree.
I definitely agree with that.
Definitely don't want to be the next Jay-Z or the Cam Newton, but I do appreciate and then even enjoy, the like you said, the blueprint that they laid out and how they go about it, and how they move. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm always going to be 110%. Trayvon. I'm not gonna.
Absolutely.
I always try to be just organic and always try to be just authentic to who I am, because that's the easiest way to be yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the easiest way to be real. I think that when we fall,
that's what I feel like that even ties into like good role models. They don't they're very good on being themselves.
Right.
You know,
and I think that just if the role models that we look up to, I think that and even us included, like we have to really know how to own up to those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like what Jay-Z said again. Like kind of do as I say, not as I do. You definitely want to be able to tell them, hey, these are my mistakes. Being able to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, like I know that, for me, for example, I know that, my sister's looking up to me. I know that I probably have kids that I coach who look up to me, whoever, but I want them to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Have their experiences and not
be better than I was.
Right. Do better than I was. Don't make the same mistakes I did. I want you to again enjoy life. I'm not telling you how to live, but I definitely just want you to I kind of want to save you from a little bit of heartbreak that I may have went through.
Right.
And that's all we can really do as mentors, as OGs, as big bros, big sisters, whatever you want to call it. Just really try to pave the way for that younger generation. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, just really always just guidance. Like
yeah.
I just need proper guidance.
I just think
I feel like there's a lot of good proper guidance in today. I feel like the people that we're looking up to is just not to be that guy. But a lot of
we just name about 4 people who we look up.
A lot of rappers that a lot of kids are looking up to today are not good role models for the kids. So the kids are trying to emulate what they do.
But I mean, like again, like that's not the rapper's fault. Like that's just.
But again,
like I said, when you're in the public eye.
But we keep talking about rappers. We gotta understand.
But we can't keep glorifying the celebrities, like expecting them to be model citizens.
A lot of people like to glorify.
Like the fact is, obviously, like children, they're gonna be exposed to it. But like, I'm not trying to. You're not about to hold me accountable and be all up in my face and tell me I'm doing wrong because your child is doing the same shit that I'm doing. Like, I'm not gonna be held accountable for that. I can't control what your child sees.
Right.
So I'm not. You're not about to be upset with me and get in my face and be upset about something.
That is true. That's why you kind of like save.
That's not my fault.
Yeah.
I get it.
That's why it's hard. It's be careful like what your kids see, what your kids hear. So I feel that. I feel that.
No, I mean,
but I guess I feel like
you have to be the one to censor what they can and cannot see. I mean, eventually at some point they're going to see it anyway. But like. We can't hold these celebrities to like
you're right, because the parents got to be the first role models to your kids to instill those morals and values in them to actually be able to pick out what is good, what is good, what is good. Yeah, I feel that. I didn't think of it like that.
A lot of these, again, because we keep bringing up the rappers. A lot of these rappers actually are doing good for their hood and for their community. They just don't portray it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like. People might say, I'm not letting my child listen to 2 Chainz. But little do they know, that trap house that he has is an AIDS clinic so that people who could get tested for AIDS for free. You know what I'm saying? People might say, J. Cole isn't a role model. But little do they know, Forest Hill Drive is actually a house that he rents out rent-free for the first year to single mothers. You know what I'm saying? So it's the little stuff that's behind the scenes that doesn't get the light, you know, rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't show up those parts. And again, like I would love for you know, if one of my kids or whoever's looking up to me to look at, again, not just rappers, but since we're talking about rappers, but look at these rappers and say,
I say just celebrities, just period.
Yeah,
like,
but you gotta. I just think that
not just rappers, just actors, actresses,
what
like
we see
public
on TV,
figures. Like,
what we see on TV isn't all that they do. You know what I'm saying? What they're rapping about isn't all that.
Yeah,
they
but
do.
that's. I know they definitely do lie about things they rap about, definitely. But you know, you saying that a lot of that's why I feel like there's some rappers that are not ideal people to actually put that spirit put in you.
But look at what they really doing though for the community.
No, that's not all of them.
I'm saying I didn't say all. I'm saying for most of them. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta remember that like that. These rappers actually are putting on for the community and really giving back. You know what I'm saying? Like I know for a fact, I know a lot of athletes and rappers are giving back to, you know, the communities. You know, I know they're always you know, holding Thanksgiving clinics and giving out presents, and they'll go to a random grocery store and say, hey, everything's on me in their local store. You know what I'm saying? There's little stuff like that. Again, I think those things should be put in the light more. And again, I agree, like, the stuff they rap about isn't necessarily positive.
And what's on mainstream media.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. No one cares. Again, doing those little charity things isn't gonna bring the music industry money. You know what I'm saying? So they have to rap about the drugs and the woman and the cars and the chains and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But again, you gotta understand, you gotta go into these rappers' minds. One, a lot of them are rapping about their experience, and two, they might just be rapping about this stuff just so they can get out, just so that they can get back to the hood. You know what I'm saying? And be that role model that they never had. You know what I'm saying? Because again, us being black men, we might not have other. We do have other outlets, but they tell us that we only have two routes, and that's athlete or artist or rapper.
Yeah, facts,
you know
facts.
And so again,
and that's what we was talking about last week.
Right, exactly.
You can definitely do different things to venture out.
Exactly, and then they tell us that, and those are our only two routes. Okay, you know, some of them might be like, you know, I'm gonna use one of these routes, use my gift to be a lyricist, and just once I do make it, I'm gonna that way. Back. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I know that you know, these rappers are rapping about just negative things, but
negative can hold a lot of weight. Words have power.
No, you're right, but you give what's considered power. You know what I'm saying? Like I can listen to rap all the time. It doesn't give me power. You know what I'm saying? But you're absolutely right. Words do have power.
You think the young is gonna know that at a young age?
Of course, it's not gonna. It might not process yet. Like it's gonna take some time. Like the minds are still developing. They're not gonna process that yet.
That's what I mean.
That's a good point right there.
But that's what I mean. But that's where role models come in.
I agree with you there. You know, that's why I said your parents gotta be your first role models. Sometimes the parents are jacked up, so you know the kid's jacked up.
Yeah. So I just think again, music is definitely a big thing. You know, if you feel like music is really pouring just bad negative energy into you, then you know,
music.
I'm not saying
it's a subjective.
Yeah, I'm not saying that that's happening all the time. It's just I just feel like today, especially in the black community, I just feel like I wish we had more positive outlooks to look. We do, but like more mainstream wise, because you know, obviously the mainstream is what we're a part of and stuff like that. So it's like that's what we get see more.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that, again, we all have different experiences. I think we do have positive black role models. I just think it doesn't get portrayed in the media. Like
exactly.
Because we do I know black celebrities, black legends who have actually like put on, you know, for myself. And,
absolutely.
You know,
a lot of family, that's why it's like that's exactly. That's like the right role models that you have in your life, and you look up to and emulate. So yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
I think again, just another criteria. You know that I want my you know, mentors and role models to look up to is being open-minded. You know what I'm saying? And like really being
willing to learn. Always teachable.
Yeah, always willing to learn.
Always teachable.
The moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing.
Yeah, always a student of the game.
Exactly. So I think just being open-minded and knowing and being progressive, like we talked about a couple episodes back, being progressive with the times. You know what I'm saying? And really just knowing like, okay, like this is what's going on now. I think Akila alluded to this a while back. You know, just being able to say, you know, this is how we did it back then, so you got to do it that way. No, like be progressive with the times and understand like this is how things are done now, and that's how things were done back then.
Yep.
And let them know as a OG.
That's how you gain. That's how you gain wisdom.
Yeah, exactly. As
That's
a
the
OG,
wisdom right there.
Exactly. Now you can pour that wisdom out into those people who look up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Because there's like that's funny how they always say there's wise people and there's smart people, and that wisdom comes from the experiences that you gain along the journey. Exactly. So it's like.
So, but yeah, that's we're gonna take a little break and then we will resume back. All on Display podcast.
Yeah.
Gang.
Blocking the devil, I
Right,
tell a hater,
y'all.
God
Back.
bless you.
All on Display podcast. Role models. I think now we're gonna talk about again. Just what are the anyone could go first really. What are the pressures of being a role model? Like what are because I know like Akila said we don't necessarily always want the title, but we can't help the fact that there are young generations who do look up to us and may consider us role models. Because again, they're looking. There's no way. Yeah. There's no way to put it. Like they are looking. They're watching at every step, and we're heroes to some people. You know what I'm saying? And, but again, I know that ties into a whole lot of pressure. So I kind of want to, again, you guys can go. What are some pressures that you guys think that this ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like it bugs you a little bit when you feel like you got to be perfect and
almost like how you move.
Yeah.
How you move, you kind of gotta move a certain way.
Yeah.
When you know people are like watching your every move and looking up to you.
Yeah.
And I feel like, like I said, if you move in righteousness, I feel like
that's true.
A certain thing that we look up to. That's why I said there's some good role models and there's some that are bad role models.
I like what you said about righteousness, but people need to understand, especially people who follow, who consider celebrities to be their role models, that righteousness does not mean perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no such thing as a perfect human being. We're all going to make mistakes, but like I said,
even my fault for cutting you off. I know my rehearsal teacher, my practice teacher for when we go, he said, we was talking about yesterday, he said, we're not going in looking to be, I might make a mistake. We're going into looking like, I can do this. But if you make a mistake, it's okay. So it's like, I definitely took away that was actually like really something that I took away strong right there. So it's like.
Yeah. I think where we mess up is when we don't look at ourselves in the mirror and we're kind of like, we get dismissive when we get, just arrogant when we do make those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like, understand, like, even I tell my athletes and, especially my sister all the time, like, listen, like, I'm going to mess up. You know what I'm saying? Like, expect that. Like, there's going to be times where I slip up where Trayvon doesn't look like the hero all the time. But.
Like, they're still learning.
But that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, again, being a part of role model is understanding that you are not going to be perfect, and that's completely fine. Yeah. I think it's harder for celebrities because they get painted in this. They're always under the microscope. They're always under the light. So whatever little mistake they make, you know what I'm saying?
They're on them.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get on them. It's gonna really. Yeah. It could damage their career. It can damage just their life, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I just think that people in media need to understand, like, if you choose to look up to anybody and consider them a role model, you have to always understand that at some point they will make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? And we just, again, mistakes aren't necessarily bad. Like, we have to understand that we need mistakes to grow. You know what I'm saying? We need to mess up to be like, okay.
Now that failure is important.
Mistakes, and like Devin said, failure builds character. And builds wisdom within the character. You know what I'm saying? Like, because now I know.
If you learn from it.
Yeah, if you learn. But that's the thing. As role models and as grown men and women, period, we have to be able to be like, okay, you know what? I know when you made that mistake. I know I made that mistake, and now I know how to move. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was plenty of times where, and I'm pretty sure we all can attest to this, that I made plenty of mistakes way back. Let's say when we were 15 or whatever. Just like Dear Past Me, I'm pretty sure we pointed out mistakes in that episode. There's plenty of times where we wish we can go back and be like, man, I really messed up. I really, maybe I didn't move.
I feel like you can't live with no regret.
Yeah, exactly.
Live with no regret as long as you just keep pushing forward.
But the thing,
just acknowledge your actions.
The part that I want people to understand that is those moments that define us the best. I think it's not necessarily always when we're considered the hero and we're doing good and we're living on cloud nine. No, it's the mistakes because now that
we're in them trenches.
Exactly now, because you know what, people can relate more to your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And when you own up to your mistakes, people can be like, okay, Akila had the guts to say, you know, I effed up on that. You know what I'm saying? And now people are gonna relate, and now they can kind of confide in Akila and be like, okay, you know what? If Akila can be brave enough to own up to mistakes, then so can I. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, you know, trying to being
authentic.
Exactly. So I just think
again. So it's okay. Damn, it's okay to forgive people. You know, like I said, like people make mistakes. People are so like they want to banish them. It's like, dang, bro.
Exactly. Again,
my fault, G.
Life isn't always gonna be so smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like I always like the analogy. You know what I'm saying? If you're going up a smooth mountain, you're gonna fall. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if the mountain has ridges and bumps and cracks, you're gonna be able to get to the top. You know what I'm saying? So you need mistakes to
that's
get
deep.
to the top. You know what I'm saying?
That's deep.
If life is all smooth, you gonna
that's
goodbye,
deep.
You know
tough journey.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's gonna make a man and a woman out of you.
Exactly. So I think you got. Ooh, now I'm about to get my bag. So it's like, my fault. So now, like, you gotta embrace the failures, like Devin said, and just really just try to be like, you know what, like, I'm okay with being human. You know what I'm saying? I think people, it's crazy. We as a human
people
race,
are they try to be perfect. You can see it with like everything. Yeah, you can see it with everything. We just try to be so perfect and
that's why
I feel like when you try to be perfect, you're bound to mess up.
Oh yeah, because you're never
bound to mess up.
It's gonna be an unending road.
Perfection isn't real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be hard on you.
You're never gonna try to be perfect. It's not. Again, it's just not possible. You know what I'm saying? I just think, you know, we just got to do better. You know what I'm saying? As a human race, understand, especially when we look at the ones who are under that microscope or under that spotlight. Understand, and we got to learn how to give grace and learn how to forgive people. You know what I'm saying, for their mistakes. If they're willing to learn, we have to be willing to forgive for them. You know what I'm saying? That if they're not willing to learn, then mind your business. Go about pick a different role model.
People hold a lot of grudges.
Go about your business. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way. Like for example, my role model is Jay-Z. If it comes out in the news tomorrow that Jay-Z I don't know, does something bad, like he funds sex trafficking, let's say something crazy, right? Then it's time for me to be like, okay, if you're not gonna move away from that, Jay-Z, then I gotta pick a different role model. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we also have to know, if you do choose to have a role model, which we all kind of do in a way, understand that we are all, as men and women, we are all subject to make a mistake and to go along like a bad path, if you want to call it that. You know what I'm saying? So we really just gotta. That
could be a pressure. Choosing the right path to go on. That's a pressure that they gotta face.
Because not every path is gonna be popular. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's gonna like your path. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely, again, that's the whole meaning behind my brand, a different route. You know what I'm saying? I want to travel the road. I want to be on the road less traveled. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to go the same way that everybody else went. I want to be a trendsetter.
Yeah.
And just I just want to be, again, just be different. That's the whole meaning. Different routes came from, I was in the gym with Devin, you know what I'm saying? Because the original name, the OG name was Follow Through.
Oh, yeah.
Follow Through. But then, different routes, because, again, not everybody's route is going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? To tie that into role models, you got to understand, everybody on this earth has a different path that they take, a different route that they take. But whatever path that they take, we cannot condemn them for choosing that path.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we as a human race and just people who look up to these just people, we have to be better in just letting them know, just basically letting them know, like, I'm gonna let you go to that different route, and I'm gonna just let you do that, and that's okay. We're all different. We just gotta live with that.
Facts.
That's what it is, you know. So that's really what it is, man.
Definitely in your bag.
Nah. I'm just really big on failures. Really do make a man and a woman. I really think that they really make us who we are. Because if we're, like Devin said,
if you're winning the Lena,
if we're not willing to learn from it,
then you'll just continue. It will just continue happening. Yeah.
Exactly. So, again, I don't know, man. I guess we could get into are role models necessary for your personal?
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Is it necessary? Do we need role models? If yes, why? If no,
you don't.
Why?
Personally, I don't believe you need a role model to, for your personal development. Like,
would you?
Everybody.
My fault for cutting you off. Would you consider a mentor a role model? I feel like in life you always need a mentor, and a mentor is someone you look up to. That's how I feel, at least.
Yes, you could
Is there a
definitely.
difference between mentor and role model?
I mean, again, it's going back to what I was saying earlier. It's kind of just, it's not someone that you follow, but it's, well, I mean, I don't know, maybe. Well, a mentor is someone kind of, I guess you kind of look at it, they kind of like take you like under like their wing. That's what I think of, like a mentor.
I like
kind
that.
of take them under their wing.
Keela, man, you smart.
But then I think of like a role model as just somebody as you kind of just
shoot.
All right, I see them over there.
Exactly.
But it's
Keela,
like,
you
I see
are.
what they're doing, so I want to do that. But a mentor, I kind of look at it as like
Keela
take you
is
under,
a
like, the
genius.
wing. Like, that's what I look at.
It sounds like an apprentice in a way.
Yeah, because you're like under their wing a little bit. That's okay. Thank you, Keela.
Okay,
I was
that puts in great.
I was confused too. I was like, what's the difference between a role model and a mentor?
That puts in great
mentors,
perspective.
I think
You
are
hit it
definitely
right there,
like they know something specifically, and it's like, okay, I can take you under my wing and kind of mold you, kind of really be.
But even what she was about to say, I think I'm more agreeing with you on it now. What you were about to say, that you don't need a role model for personal development.
You don't.
What a mentor. I feel like a mentor is like, like
The mentor,
like, what's up?
the mentor could be the more person for the personal development.
Yes.
But role model, you don't technically need them for personal development.
You don't need a role model for that.
Okay,
And that's
I
the
agree
simple
with
fact is that we all learn things. Like talking about like personal development, like I don't need to look at Chris Johnson to become, nice at trading and stuff like that. Like he's a good person to look at to become nice with trading. But I can
actually learn the certain skills.
I can go on YouTube. There's plenty of courses out there. There's plenty of books I can go to learn how to deal with like stocks and stuff like that.
And I think
I can personally.
Books are heavy on personal development.
Books too, yeah. Books
heavy on personal development because it gets more into the aspects
of
yourself.
Don't have to be a person.
They don't.
It can be a book.
I mean, I wouldn't really consider a book like a role model.
Well, sometimes they'll say people that wrote the book.
So
that's what they said. Sometimes they'll say the author.
So the author is the role. It can be the mentor, or I guess
it
the
can.
But I don't want to say. I don't know if I would go as far to say call them like a role model.
Yeah, role model.
Like,
I feel you.
Providing their perspective to us that we just happen to read and agree with. Sense of like I wouldn't really say they're like a role model. Like it's just they're just providing a perspective, a story, and you're either gonna like it or you're not. But,
that is true.
I mean, I wouldn't think like authors are like role models because I mean, to be honest, anybody can really be an author if you really think about it.
Yeah, facts.
Like,
that's facts.
To be honest, like all it is, you just
have
an intriguing story.
I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna be making a book real soon. Writing a book.
So, like,
You know what I'm saying? I was just joking.
What you mean?
I ain't got. I might spit a little. I might spit a little something. You know what I'm saying?
Get an audio book.
Write a little poem. Some people are really good at poems. You know what I'm saying?
But like books wise, like everybody has like their different ways of like learning. Now we're into obviously we're now into the generation where now there's a ton more podcasts and like YouTube. So like most
the
people
age of
are
information.
listening to how to learn. Most people would prefer to learn by listening. And I actually just posted this on my Instagram. What Earn Your Leisure.
Thank you, Keela.
Yeah.
Talk about it. Let's go. We gotta talk about that, yo. Let it Keela go first.
Yeah, Rashad said this. Rashad and Troy, of Earn Your Leisure, Rashad was talking about on the Breakfast Club. Like, there's different ways of learning. Like, not everybody wants to read. Like, I just started getting to read. Like,
me
if
too.
you asked me back then to read a book, I wasn't going to read it.
Facts.
Now I'm cool with reading, but I'm also cool with listening to podcasts.
Audiobooks. I love audiobooks.
A lot of people prefer audiobooks.
Hell
That's their preferred way of learning. Like me, I can listen. I do grasp information from podcasts and like YouTube, but I actually feel like I am a better learner when I can see the words on the page. Like I can visually see.
Visual learner.
I comprehend and able to understand.
I'm the exact same way too.
Like the way I passed school was like if my teacher was like actually on the board drawing it out, I'm like, oh, okay.
Facts.
I get
it.
No
bull,
like,
Mr.
Like,
McGurran.
Read this, read that. I'm like, what you mean? Read this, read that. I don't know what he's talking about.
Mr. McGurran was a great teacher with that. That's why
he's on the board drawing. I'm like, yo, 2 + 2 is 4. I can see it.
Yeah, facts.
Like but if he's reading it from a textbook, I'm like, what?
They read this passage, and then come back tell it like write what it's about. I'm like,
bro,
I'm like wait, what are you talking about, G?
And again, like what Akila posted on his IG, the guy said like, you know, school only teaches you one way to learn.
Exactly.
And again, I don't.
And that's just by reading.
I agree 100% with him. Like we don't. The school system is basically this. The school system is you gotta. Y'all might have seen the illustration on Instagram or Facebook, whatever. So you got a monkey, you got an elephant, and you have a bird. The school system is like, all right, the first one who climb up that tree wins. The monkey's gonna win, but what about the elephant and the bird? They're gonna be like, huh? Like what are you talking about? There's different ways to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how we gotta.
That's a good analogy.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
a good analogy.
That's what the school system is. I'm like,
Yeah, there's teaching us one
that,
way.
I love that Akila posted that. Cause I'm like, yo, I wish there was like, I don't get. I'm not saying I know how to fix the school system, but I wish there was some program we could be like, okay, all the visual learners come here. It's gonna be nothing. Everything's gonna be like on the board, on the screen. It's gonna be pictures, and I'm like, yo, like I would be a straight A student for you.
Yeah, you have to like figure out what they're better at learning and exactly, go that route.
Exactly. Again, we can't like cookie cut each student and each child of how they learn. You know what I'm saying? Because everything's different. We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Also, by the way, I don't mean to backtrack, but remember how I was talking about like, you know, in terms of like role models, we need to give them grace and understand that our failures make us who we are. Mm-hmm. And so one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible verse, and I guess you guys can dissect it and tell me what you guys think of it when I say it. It's James 1, verses 2 through 4. It says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." So that right there tells me, like, first of all, God never promised you ain't gonna go through no stuff. He literally said that when it does happen,
how strong are you?
Embrace it. Exactly. So
it almost goes into like not giving up.
Right.
If you get to a point in like a hardship that you're facing, and you fight to keep going and not give up, that is the perseverance right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a lot of people are quick to give up. I'm gonna put it against with me in trading.
Yeah.
Something like that, a skill like that, is really different, and it's like
it's easy to give up.
You can give. There's so many times I wanted to give up, but I know if I keep going,
exactly.
what do I know what it's looked like at the end of the tunnel when I fought through those
you
trials and tribulations and actually got there.
Like, it's those two diggers.
Exactly.
There's diamonds in the dirt, but the guy just quit. Like
he was right there. Like if you did one more time,
yeah, I'm here. And I feel like that's you, dude. I feel like it's all of us, but you know, in Dev, in this case, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't stop your trading, bro, because like you said, that light is at the end of the
tunnel. Because I don't know what it's gonna look at the end of the tunnel. Just keep going.
The diamonds is right there, bro.
Right there, bro.
But just go. You gotta go get it. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's like something that's a lot of people. I feel like if someone has that perseverance, and then you know that, I feel like that's a good role model you can look up to because they can instill that value of keep going, keep going. That's what like your parents will tell you that too. Like they always say like don't give up, keep going. You know what I'm saying? Go back and like if you fall, get up. Come on, you can just keep going. Like don't don't sit there and just like mope around and like just give up. So I feel like that's definitely that perseverance is what you need.
My man Jesus really said, when you go through trials of many kinds, he said, consider it joy. Mm-hmm. He said, so he's saying, I gotta be happy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, what you trying to say? Like, I gotta like be happy and be go lucky when a lot is happening.
Facts.
But he's saying the reason why you consider it pure joy is because you really want to understand. You really want to understand that this is testing your faith.
What do they say? What makes diamonds? They say pressure makes diamonds. Yeah.
Pressure makes diamonds. Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. Pressure makes diamonds, bro.
Keep your foot on their neck.
That's what it is, yo. That's what it is, man. For real. Like, that's definitely dope, man. I'm glad that again I remember that scripture, and I'm glad that Keita brought up that post that he put up, because again that spoke to me deeply. I'm like, yo, I wish the school systems did that. Man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I just think I think role models are necessary if they're available to you. Not everybody's gonna have a role model because, like Akila said, because role models are kind of like someone you see from afar.
Yeah.
Someone who's on TV, someone who's kind of like mainstream or whatever. Like those are kind of like role models. But if you don't have access to a mentor, which I pray that you do.
I feel like everybody needs a mentor.
Everybody needs a mentor. But if for some reason you don't have that big bro, that OG, whatever, you know, again, you might want to revert to, you know, trying to find yourself a good role model, you know. But I think, again, it's kind of hard not to have a mentor. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone's been through what you've been through, and I'm pretty sure that there's someone willing to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. In my experience, I've never met someone who's not willing to help me. You know what I'm saying? Like, who, especially people who are older than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just I don't know, just whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
be a servant to others.
Exactly. And I think that, again, if you're listening to this, please.
That's another good
what you gotta say?
A trait of being a role model. I feel like serving, knowing how to serve, is a good trait to being a good role model. It's almost like in the same way with leading. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to follow before you lead.
Exactly.
So
absolutely.
knowing how to serve people give you that great trait, and you know.
Wow, that's big.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's big. I like that. I just think that having a mentor, having a role model, they prepare you for like just life's like curves, like you know, life throws curveballs at you. I just think that having a mentor, having a role model, and just seeing the blueprint that they laid out, you can kind of navigate. Like when those you know, curveballs come to you, you know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you know, having a role model, having a mentor can completely dismiss any troubles coming your way, because it's gonna come. I just read it.
Absolutely,
it's gonna come. But how are you gonna handle it? And I think that's where role models and mentors and us, people like us, come in. This is how you handle it when you're going through a breakup. This is how you handle it when you fail out of school. This is how you handle it when you're down and out, and you can, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that's where mentors and role models should come in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think, again, man, that was just good. I don't know. That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good. I like that. But yeah, man, anything else y'all want to say, man? Because I think that's it, man. For real. That was tough.
Killication Podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Subscribe,
look it up
to the Killication Podcast.
Download, leave a review once you hear it.
Hey, I'll say this too. All on display, we are going to support all and any other ventures. You know, Keela took it upon himself to start his own podcast, and I want you to know this from, again, this is me. I didn't rehearse this. This is me being organic. Akila, we have your back. So, again, whatever support that you need in terms of getting Killication off the ground, I'm a phone call, text away. I'm pretty sure Devin's on the same boat.
Appreciate it.
You ain't got to worry about it. It's nothing but a word. But I just want you to know that I just want All on Display to be really, just to be like a place, again, a safe place for any
good conversation.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And I just, everybody who was listening to this, please go subscribe to the Killication. Really great info.
Hell yeah.
He just put out his first episode called Values and Principles. Really good gems in there. Please go tap into that.
Oh, we're actually on episode 2 now.
Hold on. What's episode 2 about? What's episode 2 about?
Well, episode 2 is just about like physical wellness.
Physical wellness.
Okay. Yeah,
I remember you even saying that you want to talk about that.
Yeah, I've been keeping up. Physical wellness. Yeah, so please.
And you're really good on the, working out, and
yeah, don't worry.
You're really big on that. So
EP3 will be out this Friday.
Be on the lookout.
Yeah. So y'all definitely like, comment, subscribe. Get in the mix again. Get in the comments. So let's hear some feedback. Get in the comment. I want to see some of y'all thoughts on some of the episodes that we have done. So like, give us some feedback. What are your role models to y'all?
Exactly.
Just like, comment, subscribe.
Exactly.
And you already know there's no visuals for saying bring the movie, but like.
Hey, that's fine. Hey, we'll be back next week with the visuals. So don't even worry about it, all right?
You already know.
If you're in your car right now, enjoy all this, man. But we better get up out of here.
Yeah.
All on Display Podcast.
Play that music.
Gang!
Play that music.